The human mind is often, and I think it is for the most part, in a state neither of pain nor pleasure, which I call a state of indifference. Society is a partnership of the dead, the living and the unborn. It is our ignorance of things that causes all our admiration and chiefly excites our passions. All that is necessary for evil to succeed is that good men do nothing. A state without the means of some change, is without the means of its own conservation. The age of chivalry is gone. That of sophisters, economists, and calculators has succeeded, and the glory of Europe is extinguished forever. Never, never more, shall we behold the generous loyalty to rank and sex, that proud submission, that dignified obedience, that subordination of the heart, which kept alive, even in servitude itself, the spirit of an exalted freedom. The unbought grace of life, the cheap defense of nations, the nurse of manly sentiment and heroic enterprise is gone. The use of force alone is but temporary. It may subdue for a moment, but it does not remove the necessity of subduing again, and a nation is not governed, which is perpetually to be conquered. You will smile here at the consistency of those democratists who, when they are not on their guard, treat the humbler part of the community with the greatest contempt, whilst, at the same time they pretend to make them the depositories of all power. Because half a dozen grasshoppers under a fern make the field ring with their importunate chink, whilst thousands of great cattle, reposed beneath the shadow of the British oak, chew the cud and are silent, pray do not imagine that those who make the noise are the only inhabitants of the field. Wise men will apply their remedies to vices, not to names, to the causes of evil which are permanent, not to occasional organs by which they act, and the transitory modes in which they appear. For there is in mankind an unfortunate propensity to make themselves, their views and their works, the measure of excellence in everything whatsoever. Whatever is fitted in any sort to excite the ideas of pain and danger, that is to say, whatever is in any sort terrible, or is conversant about terrible objects or operates in a manner analogous to terror, is a source of the sublime, that is, it is productive of the strongest emotion which the mind is capable of feeling. When danger or pain press too nearly, they are incapable of giving any delight, and, yet, with certain modifications, they may be, and they are delightful, as we every day experience. No man had ever a point of pride that was not injurious to him. To make us love our country ought to be lovely. Difficulty is a severe instructor, set over us by the supreme ordinance of a parental guardian and legislator, who knows us better than we know ourselves, as he loves us better too. He that wrestles with us strengthens our nerves and sharpens our skill. Our antagonist is our helper. Those who attempt to level, never equalize. Rage and frenzy will pull down more in half an hour than prudence, deliberation, and foresight can build up in 100 years. The nature of things is, I admit, a sturdy adversary. As to the right of men to act anywhere according to their pleasure, without any moral tie, no such right exists. Men are never in a state of total independence of each other. It is not the condition of our nature, nor is it conceivable how any man can pursue a considerable course of action without its having some effect upon others, or, of course, without producing some degree of responsibility for his conduct. There is no safety for honest men, but by believing all possible evil of evil men, and by acting with promptitude, decision, and steadiness on that belief.